Hi, I'm Raphael Coumes-Marquet. I'm working with the Dresden Semper Opera Ballet and I'm a principal in the company. I did my school in Paris Opera for 7 years. Then I moved on to Monte-Carlo Ballet. Stayed there 4 years, working with Jean-Christophe and many other choreographers. Then I went to Vienna Staatsoper for 1 season. I was planning to reconnect with the classical work and a big opera house like I did in the school with Paris Opera. And then after that I went to Amsterdam. I stayed in the Head National Ballet for 8 years. And that's probably where I did the most work and helped me to be where I am now, principal and all the major roles. And after that, I followed David Dawson, the choreographer I'm working with, to Dresden, where I am now for the last 3 years. Well, it's definitely it's a major experience. I went to the school, I was 11 first time, and I always looked at it as something unreal and fun at the beginning, and I grew up inside it. From the age of 11 until 17, I grew up there, and I never realized really all the things I was missing as a normal child, and many people can complain or were really unhappy in the school because it's a very disciplined school. But I never realized it because I grew up with it and I made up my family in the school, and I had a great time for 7 years. I learned a lot, really. I learned everything there. We were going on tour already to Japan, and we went to New York as well 2 times. That's it. That was, for me, that's it. I knew that was what I wanted to do once I was in the school there. The school is meant to prepare dancers for the company. That's the role of the school. And when you're in one of those schools, it's like you're off Ballet School or American Ballet School and all these places, you focus because that's what you want. That's where you want to be. That's your goal. But luckily, it's funny to say it, but luckily I got accident with my knees when I was 14. I'm a tall dancer, and I had no muscle at the time. When everybody was growing up and getting energy and stuff, I was just becoming this huge spaghetti without muscle, and my knees broke. And so I had to stop for a while, and I lost completely the level and everything. And that got me in trouble in the school. There is no chance. They don't give you a chance so much. And so they told me I was not going to be able to go in the company. Luckily, the director of the school was very happy with my work and my behavior as an artist and what I wanted to do. And so she allowed me to stay in the school until the end to finish my courses. And somehow it was a blessing for me because that opened my mind to other companies and other places to work without being lost in the street and being able to continue my learning process in the school. So I did the last 2 years with kind of a free spirit and not so much, less stressed, and started to open myself about other places. And I remember really one of my first dreams was to go to Neumayer, Hamburg, for example. That never happened, but that was an idea. It was great for me to start to open myself to other places. Well, you realize it afterwards, yeah. I think. On the moment, of course, I was a bit in shock and you're a bit lost. You don't know what to do. And I was lucky with my family. My parents were very supportive, but very clever and open about many things, and they taught me to not give up and just to stay focused on just work and just do the one step at a time, And so I kept working as much as I could with the school and started with small auditions and ended up in great companies and doing great stuff. I think definitely you need to be have some people around you that are able to help you to understand how to make things happen and to help you to see that there is something way far ahead and not just to think on the moment. My confidence only came, I would say, around 25 years old, 26, even though it was still difficult. I had a really, really hard time growing up and feeling good, about myself and what I wanted to do. I think it was also a physical inhibition, you say. I always believed that I grew up quite slowly. It's like I was a person and there was this body that I was not in control with for many, many years, and it took a long time before I could feel like, okay, that's who I am, that's what, I control every single part of my body. And that was for a long time a very difficult thing to overcome. Well, after what you work, you always, you know how it is. Teachers, ballet masters always ask you for better or more, and it's always difficult to not take it personal and to just go under the ground with it and just focus on the work and listen to what they say and do it. And so for a long time I was just focusing on getting better and fighting for it all the time. And the fact that I was insecure was helping me doing this. And for a while, somehow I started to listen a little bit more people that would give me compliments as well. And I would start to see people around me feeling really touched by what I've done, what I've performed. And slowly I started to believe in it, because if in one performance I see two people coming to me after the show crying, I think I did a good job, because even if some other one didn't like it, at least there is this one person that understood, or this one person that I touched with my work. And slowly that gave me this insurance that, okay, maybe I'm going the right direction, and there must be something that I'm doing right. And that's how it started to build up my confidence and to make myself believe in what I'm doing. I was talking with a friend just yesterday about that as well, saying that it was the most important thing is to keep, even now with my experience, to keep this fresh eye and always come every day to the studio with this feeling of, okay, it's all fresh, I just discover everything new again, and it's still a process of learning in a way. And I believe that's what an artist should be. Until the end, you never achieve perfection anyway, and there is always something more that you can work on or do, so that the performance or your message is better. And so that's how I still approach my work, as much as I can, of course, the same way as I did when I was young, because that's what's interesting as well. I think it would be really boring to do this work if I just go in thinking that I know everything and there is nothing more to learn or to do. So I'm trying, because some days, of course, it can be hard when you've done a class for every day for the last 25 years, and you come in the morning and you have to do it again. It's not easy every day, but that's the job. You have to every day start again and discover. That's what interests me in the work as well. The work, the search of quality and art. I think I was in the school for 7. Like I grew up in this really classical ballet school with this huge reputation, and I mean it's big, it's really enormous, you know, Paris Opera Ballet, and it was great to experience and to start my career with Monte-Carlo and to let myself free a little bit from all the things I've learned and have my body and my technique discover already something else. I've done some great stuff there. I was soloist at 20 years old. I did a lot of balancing at the time. It was a lot of things together that made me want to quit and move on to Monte-Carlo. Also, I was young, and I wanted to explore the world as well. I didn't want to stay in one place already, and that's one reason. The other one, yes, I was looking forward to be in a huge opera house as well, like I learned for 7 years, and touch on these ballets like Bayadère and Swan Lake. I grew up like that, you know. I grew up going in after the school in the evening, going to Paris Opera and watch Manon with Sylvie and all these amazing huge productions. And I felt like if I don't do it while I'm young, you know, it's not gonna happen later. And that's just the reason. It was just like an explorer. It was a big. I took a chance there, and Monte-Carlo was a great company to be with, and working with Jean-Christophe was also an amazing experience. He'll teach me and help me a lot. But the classical big roles, I had to work really hard to get them, and it was not easy neither. And I was lucky. I managed. There is many reasons why. You know, it's. I could send this message to many tour guys that have a hard time to be told, and that you have to use it to make it something good for yourself. And my big quality would be to be a partner and to be able to dance with tour girls that need partners. And so that's the main reason, probably why I've been doing mostly all the big classical roles. It's not for my tourner and my pirouettes à la seconde. I can do them, but it's not my, you know, I had to find another way. I had to find another way. Seeing David Dawson and having this amazing collaboration for the last now maybe 14 years, and but that's not just one point. It's just been a huge, a long-term highlight, I would say. I'm still in a highlight. It's hard to say. I have many. I had many good things. I'm really happy. The hardest thing in this job really is to you leave the school, you leave your teacher and your coach, and you just end up alone in a big company, or even without a company. And it's really difficult to stay in touch and to know exactly what can happen to you and how to make things happen. And by hearing people talking about their experiences and their path to what they achieved, I think it's very important. And it's important to hear positive and people that are successful in their way. You know, it's not, you don't have to be successful because you are the first principal dancer of APT of Paris Opera. You can be successful in any companies in the world, or you can be successful also without a company around you. It's not about that. It's just believing in having your own path and just believing in what you are and what you want to do. That's the most important. And if people come here and, how do you say, témoigne, but I don't know that, talk about their experience, you know, and it's nice to hear. It's helpful.